I'm Anna Francesca Celestino.
And I'm Simone Butler.
Welcome to the Cosmic Download. Here we are. It's October 2015, and we've got a lot of information for you this month and some good news, okay? As far as I'm concerned, I can't even start talking about this coming month until I really take a look at where we've been, because all I can say is I am so happy that this cycle is over. It has been, for me personally, really, really a difficult period, and I think that all of this traces back to the beginning of these 4 blood moon eclipses that we've been experiencing since last April of 2014. And Simone and I were talking earlier, and the word that we came up with to describe what that cycle has been about is purging. So if you've been having some challenges in your life for the last year or more, this could be a good reason why. Simone, what's that word? What did you call it? A karmic...
reparation. That was it.
Yeah, karmic reparation. This has been a time of just sort of clearing house, and I think that the underlying theme that this has to do with is about purging anything that's been stopping us from connecting with one another. So as we went into the eclipse cycle this past month, I talked last month about that we entered that eclipse cycle as individuals, and then we came out 2 weeks later when the second eclipse happened. We came out into the collective. So I really think that this whole period has been about being able to clear anything that's going to stop us from being whole again. I remember my mom was into lots of interesting stuff, and I remember her talking about something she read about Einstein, and I know I probably won't be able to explain this very well, but simply put, it's that light, Einstein said that light goes out as far as it can go, and then it turns back on itself. And I really think that that's what we've been doing as a collective, as a species, and this is a much longer cycle than April of 2014. But I think that we have been on this path of exploring individuation, and I think that we've hit the edge of that and turned back in and are headed back toward wholeness. And I almost think that this 4 blood moon eclipse cycle that we've been in was actually that turning. And so now everything that we do is going to be about wholeness, collection. And so this month, all I can say is we get a little bit of period of rest at the beginning of the month, and then we're off to the races. Lots of good new things coming up, and I have more to say about that, but I'm going to let Simone jump in.
Right. Well, I'll tell you, we've also just had 2 very difficult retrograde cycles. First, we had Venus in retrograde, which is the deep feminine, as well as Venus rules relationships. So we were reevaluating all our connections, including with ourselves, and then Mercury. In fact, it's still retrograde. It will be going out of retrograde on the 8th of October, however, and that's where we get our communications and our thinking in order. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that's had some communication breakdowns under this cycle. The retrogrades, though, are about deep self-reflection and decision-making about, the future, although under retrograde, sometimes it's really hard to make things happen. But the good news is that once Mercury goes out of retrograde, a lot of things start to kick in that are incredibly auspicious. Jupiter, the giant planet of good fortune and expansion, will be in a trine aspect, a flowing aspect to Pluto, the planet of power, and that will kick in on the 11th of October, but it pretty much continues through the rest of the month. Both Mars and Venus are going to jump into Virgo. There's a lot of earth energy that's going to be happening, and earthing is good. It's grounding. It's certainly a time to connect with the earth. That's what the equinox is about that we just had in the middle of September. And by the end of the month, we've got a gorgeous Venus-Mars conjunction in Virgo. I've been giving that date as a marriage date to a lot of my clients. It sounds odd getting married on Halloween, but I tell you, you couldn't pick a better day Or single folks may find their mate in the second half of the month after Mercury's out of retrograde and all these auspicious new aspects come in. So it's about forming new vows. And if you feel that you have to break some old vows first, whether that's an old past life vow that you have that I will never marry, or I must be poor to be spiritual, any old vow like that, see Anna, she's excellent at helping people break these old vows. She's so good at it because you want to clear the way so that when the new moon energy kicks in on the 12th, which is in Libra, that you can then start to form new contracts and new vows.
Thanks, Simone. I appreciate the plug. And also, I would say the same thing for you. It sounds like there's so much new energy, so many new things coming in, and so much possibility. I'm hearing from you a sense of optimism and hopefulness of new things to come, which is very exciting after the struggle that we've been in. If you're wondering about what's coming for you, what's on your path, Simone is great at looking at your chart and helping you see where the doors are opening, which paths to take, where the opportunities are. So I really encourage you to check in with Simone and get a reading with her if you really want to know where the easiest paths are for you coming up. And Simone, I love that you mentioned about all the earth signs that are coming in that are going to be around toward the end of the month, because to me that really speaks to being able to get some traction now, really ground things into the earth that have been just ideas and possibilities. So I love that. I really get that feeling that we're really ready to go forward and ready to get a hold of our futures here. So that's really exciting.
Yes, indeed.
So the message this month to me is really get on board with connectedness and togetherness, or you're going to get bowled over. I think it's that simple. It's like, this is where we're headed. This is what's happening. So, but the other side of that is that this is what's going to be working for you. Don't struggle against it. Connectedness is what's going to be working for you. So if you're tired of eating alone, start a weekly dinner group. If you're frustrated with working alone, start a partnership. If you can't seem to get your workouts in, start an exercise team. If you're frustrated about trying to figure something out alone, take a class. This is really what's going to be working for us. It's reaching out and connecting with one another. So my message for you as far as what to do this month is, if something's not working, ask yourself, how could this work better if I included other people? Simone?
Well, my message this month is to reconnect with nature. And this was a message that came through loud and clear to me recently. I had attended a prosperity workshop, and afterwards I went for a walk on the beach, and it was so hot and the waves were so warm that I just jumped in fully clothed. And boy, did I reconnect with nature. It was so exciting. So do something a little bit wild and crazy like that. Hike down a cliff to the ocean if you've got the ocean nearby, or jump in the waves. Plant a winter garden, or build a labyrinth in your backyard. Do something that connects you to the earth, because you want to take advantage of this beautiful, healing, productive earth energy that's at our disposal this month.
That's great. I love it. I really think this is the time to really reconnect with the rhythms and the cycles of life, reconnect with each other, reconnect with our own earth, our bodies, and our own natural cycles and our own rhythms. So lots of great possibilities going on this month. A big shift. I think anybody who's been struggling will appreciate that things are going to start getting easier. So we're really happy to be of service here and to provide you with this information to help make your lives a little bit easier and navigate the way. If you'd like a little bit more detail with us, a little bit more time to really delve into your life personally, please get in touch. We'd love to do a session with you. And until next month, have a great one.
Bye-bye.